Now, most people don't fail because they're not talented enough, they're not skillful enough, they're not smart enough, but they fail because they're really good at being distracted. Now, distraction is one of those silent killers. And the scariest part is, it's not always obvious, right? It shows up in the most sneakiest ways, in the most subtle ways. It shows up in urgent tasks, harmless entertainment, a quick phone call, quick text message, small requests from those closest to us. Seem harmless. I can do this quick task. And then days, weeks, months, years go by and we still haven't gotten done the things that we want to get done. So in this video, I'm gonna give you a battle-tested strategy that will help you to eliminate distractions, start dominating your life with discipline and focus. Now, I just published my first book called Winning Within: How to Win the War Between Greatness and Mediocrity. Currently available on Amazon, by the way, if you want to check it out. If you want to level up your life, if you want to do something well with your life, something great with your life, highly recommend checking out this book. But published this book this year. It took me 3 years to write it. Not one, not two, but 3 years to write this book. And in the process, I learned a lot. Number one, I went through a lot of ups and downs. I started, I stopped, I started, I stopped. But I went through writer's block a lot. I knew what I wanted to say. It's just I didn't know how to say it in a way that would flow in a book. But I also found that anytime I would get writer's block or anytime I would get frustrated, I would find myself getting distracted. I'm on my phone, I'm doing everything else but writing. So I had to ask myself, how is it that some of the most disciplined people, how do they stay focused even when distraction is bombarding them just like distraction is bombarding me? How do they not fall prey to distraction? And I realized something, that they know something that most people haven't figured out. And what they found out is that distraction is not the problem, but distraction is a symptom of the problem. The problem is a distorted vision and a lack of clarity. Distraction is a symptom of a distorted vision and a lack of clarity. Now, it's not that they had more willpower, but it's that they were very clear. They were crystal clear on who they wanted to become and the path they were traveling. See, in most people, they don't have a clear vision of who they want to be. Most people just wake up without intention, right? They're reacting to everything that life throws their way. They're just out here, right? And they're falling prey to temptation. They're falling prey to weakness. They're falling prey to distraction every single day. Listen, if you don't decide who you want to become, if you don't decide where you want to go and what you want to do with your life, the world's going to decide it for you. And truth be told, you're not going to like it. But people who are the most disciplined and focused people, they're tempted by distraction, but they don't fall prey to distraction because they're crystal clear on where they want to go. They're crystal clear on the path that they're traveling. And what most people don't realize is that you're only distracted because you lack the clarity within yourself. The more clear you become, the less distracted you become. The more distracted you are, the less clear you are. See, and if you want to eliminate distraction, you have to replace it with something else. So you can't just say, I want to eliminate distraction, and then that's it, right? In order to be free from one thing, you have to be bound, tied, and enslaved to its opposite. So if you want to be free from sadness, you have to be tied to happiness. If you want to be free from misery, you have to be bound to joy. If you want to be free from distraction, you have to be bound and tied to a person that is driven by purpose, right? A person that is driven by vision, by something greater than themselves. You have to. Distraction is a symptom of a distorted vision. Distraction is not the problem. But what most people don't realize is that distraction is its strongest when you're standing still. And by standing still, I mean you have no vision, you have no purpose, you're not going anywhere, you're just out here. Having a good time, out here wasting time, wasting space. That's when distraction is its strongest. Think about it. When you're on social media, just scrolling away, hours going by, what are you doing? You're likely sitting down, sitting still, laying down, not moving. I see this all the time in the gym. Somebody goes to get done their set. First thing they do, grab their phone, then they're here for the next 5 minutes. Now, 5 minutes is a long time. Now, it doesn't seem like 5 minutes to them, but 5 minutes is a long time to be sitting on the gym equipment. And they're just sitting here scrolling away. But the people that get up and move in between their sets, they're stretching, they're pacing, those are the people that are most focused. They take less rest between sets. And quite frankly, they look better than those who are sitting on their phone scrolling. Movement is your master key. If you want to eliminate distraction, you have to get moving. And we are always moving in one of two directions, either growth or decay. We're either getting better or we're getting worse. There is no middle. If you don't work out, you don't stay strong. You don't get stronger. Instead, you get weaker. If you don't train your mind, you don't get smarter, but your mind begins to dull. If you don't nurture your relationships, right, your relationship starts to wither. They don't get better. Now, for some people, that's probably good for their relationships, because for some people, it's probably some relationships you shouldn't be in the first place. But anyway, we're always moving in one of two directions. We're getting better or we're getting worse. Energy follows where attention goes. So if your attention is on your vision and where you plan on going, who you plan on becoming, things you want to accomplish, the people you want to serve, then you're going to have the energy you need that's going to keep you focused. But if your focus is scattered, your energy is going to be weak. And you're going to get distracted. You're going to fall prey to temptation. You're going to fall prey to weakness. That's how the game rolls. Now, anytime you go to create a vision, anytime you go to change your life, anytime you go to change your body, change your physique, get smarter, anytime you want to make a change, you're always going to be faced with a dip. What is a dip? A dip is a distraction, a disruption, a deterrent. If you go and you try to focus a little bit more, this week I'm going to focus a little bit more. Get ready because distraction is coming. If you try to commit to something, get ready. Disruption's coming. If you try to make any type of change on your life, life is going to send you resistance to deter you from making that change. This is not a coincidence. This is built in the fabric of life. It's almost like a foundational principle. It's not just you that it happens to. It happens to everybody. Anytime you go to make a change, you're always going to be faced with a dip. There's always a dip that trails the doing. Anytime you go to do something, you're going to face a dip. And things don't get easier first, right? Things get harder first. When you go to the gym for the first time, you don't go to the gym feeling strong. Say if you haven't been to the gym in years, your first day back, you go to the gym feeling weak. I literally just got over being sick maybe a couple weeks ago. Had to miss about 4 or 5 days from the gym. My first day back was the worst workout I've had in a long time, because I just felt so weak, right? But a week later, I felt stronger. And then the next week, which is this week, I'm feeling even stronger. So things get harder before they get easier. But just by you knowing that helps, because you now can prepare for it. You now don't have to sit around, oh, whoa, it's me, and this always happens to me. Every time I try to do something, it just gets hard. Nobody else has to go through this. Everybody has to go through this. That same process. You just have to work the process and be prepared for it. There's always a dip that trails a doing. Distraction, disruption, deterrent. Something's going to try to distract you. Something's going to try to disrupt what you're doing. Something's trying to deter you from making the change you want to make. You have to stay in it. Right? So if you go and try to create a vision, if you go and try to or attempt to make that change and become more disciplined, be prepared because a dip is coming. But it's what you do in the dip that matters. Whether you end up back on the couch scrolling on social media, or where you end up focused, disciplined, and accomplishing the things you want to accomplish. Now let's talk about 3 things that you can do in order to help eliminate distraction. Number 1, we talked about pretty extensively, is you want to clarify and connect, right? Clarify who you want to become. Second part of that is you want to connect that to some type of pain point, right? So clarifying who you want to become, what are you after, what do you want to do, what is the purpose for your life, what is the purpose for the season, whatever, right? Define and clarify what you're going after. Then after that, you have to connect it to some type of pain point. You want to make a change for a reason. So identify that pain point. Don't run from the pain, sit in it, understand it, feel it. I remember when I first started working out, and one of the things that helped me, I was about 5'8", $125 in college. I'm talking about small and weak, right? Not strong at all. The one thing that drove me, now the highest weight that I've gotten up to was 220. But the one thing that has drove me to building up my physique and building up my strength was I hated feeling weak. But I took that pain of weakness and connected it to a vision in a person that I wanted to become, in a vision that I saw for my life. And I connected them two together and I made it work, right? That's what kept me focused. That's what kept me in the gym week by week, day by day. So you have to clarify who it is you want to be, and then you have to connect it to some type of pain point. Next, you want to elevate your environment, right? Environment is the most powerful influence in the world. And if you watch my videos, you know that environment is one of my top systems, principles, whatever you want to call it, to making a change. Because an environment can change everything. Our power is in choosing our environment, not changing our environment. So you want to set up your environment for success. You need work. You need to work on something. Put on some headphones. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Change your environment with your friends, right? The people you're hanging around. If people don't want to do anything, you can still be friends with them. You can still be cool with them, right? Limit your time with the people you're spending time with, because it's those people that's going to influence your habits and influence your behaviors. But you want to create an environment for success. Understand who it is you want to become. Create that environment that's going to support you to becoming that person. And then last, you want to master momentum, right? Make your momentum the thing you're going after. Because momentum is the thing that's going to drive you. We talked about inertia. An object at rest will remain at rest unless acted on by outside force. An object in motion will remain in motion unless acted on by an outside force. Once you get going and once you get some motion, it's nothing that can stop you. Momentum is the thing that's going to drive you to heights that you probably can't even imagine now. And it's going to make things feel easier once you get momentum. But once your momentum is stopped, that's when it's going to be harder again, because now you're going to face that dip. You got to go through the whole process again. So you want to make momentum your focus, because once you make momentum your focus, it's going to be smooth sailing. But I hope you got value out of this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share this with somebody you feel might be able to benefit from this content. And I will catch y'all in the next video.